Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back to our series on Phoenix LiveView. So I've gotten quite a lot of people who have kind of reached out to me personally and asked me some questions about a bug or a change that's happened in Phoenix LiveView, which was documented in the changelog. In fact, let me actually go to the page. So if you go to www.github.com/Phoenix framework/Phoenix LiveView. If you go to here and you check out their changelog and you go down to 0.11, you'll see this remove socket.assigns during render to avoid change tracking bugs. And people keep asking, well, does this relate to me or not? Well, normally it shouldn't. At least I haven't had any issues. But I managed to actually create a bug, which does happen. And so if you take a look at my code over here, I just set up a very, very simple project. I went ahead and installed 0.10.0 so you can take a look at how this may happen with the old version. And I have a very, very simple live view over here. So all I do is call this template with my assigns. Every second, I'm going to render the newest time from UTC now, just to have something there. And of course, I keep doing that after every second. So in my template, I just call this render time function, which I pass in the socket, which is exactly what this is talking about over here. In fact, I actually talk specifically about passing in the socket to functions. And so, of course, I create a function on my view, which all I do is I grab that assigns, grab the now from the socket, truncate the seconds, and then just try to output the data. This is so that we get much, much cleaner information when we go to render it to the template. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this code so that way you can actually see this bug happening. So now if I go to localhost/assigns, you'll see that that's kind of odd. This is actually not even updating at all. If I refresh the page, you can see that it's working fine, but it's not actually updating. That's kind of weird. So you may think to yourself, okay, maybe it's because this is never being called. If I just do a put statement here, hello, you'll see that it is getting called. We are updating the data, but we actually just ran into that tracking bug, which they talked about in the issue. So we can solve this quite simply by just killing our server, updating to the latest version of LiveView. And something that happened just before I released my video is that there's a bug fix release. So let's do an update. And of course, let's go and update our JavaScript. Phoenix LiveView. Sorry, install. Okay, no problem. And there will be some problems, but you'll see, take a look at it right now. So now if I run the server again, you should see an explosion, a crash. And that's it right here. Basically, for this function over here, let me command click to it, the function that we created, there is no more assigns on the socket at this time. So an easy way to fix this is you just change this to assigns here. This is just so I can tell you what it is. And assigns directly, so we don't actually need this. We can just grab data like this. And you don't pass in the at socket anymore, you just pass in assigns, which of course is available to you. And now you see it's not crashing anymore. So now if we go to our template, you'll see that now it's all working just fine. So this is how you can kind of notice, if you actually have this bug, because you'll see something like that where things aren't really working properly. And this is also how you can rectify it, by upgrading to the latest version and relying on assigns instead of actually relying on the assigns from the socket. So this is Alan from Plangora. Please subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi. Please feel free to ask us any questions about Elixir, Flutter, or anything else in programming. Here's our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll answer your questions every Friday. Ya Mantai Ge Duck Man All. Yo Wenti Ji Da Wen Wo